All right, just about to take off to go to California, Great America, to the water park, which is called South Bay Shores. I haven't been before. We were planning to go a few days ago, but today works out better, and I don't want to go tomorrow or later because for a week we're having a heat wave where it's close to 100 degrees Fahrenheit for a few days. But today it's still going to be about 85 degrees. So I'm going to check it out. I'm wearing my swimsuit too because I think I'm going to enjoy going on the water slides and I don't want to be stuck there without a swimsuit. I think they have lockers that I can put my phone and my car key in. All I'm bringing is a fanny pack. The park opens at 10, at least today. It's like it opens at 10 and the water park opens at 11. And right now it's 10:30, so it's perfect timing. By the time we get there, the water park will be open. My daughter wants to go on this one. Flying Eagles. What I'm really curious about is the locker situation. So I can lock up my car keys and my phone. I know a lot of the kiosks, probably maybe the whole park is cash free. So you do need to bring your credit card when you come to Great America. There's one, the Rapids, the inner tube. I wonder if that's actually open now. I'm gonna check that one out. I see a splash of waves, so it looks like it is open. So because I'm gonna be getting wet anyways at the water park, I better check that one out. I have actually never been on the Rapids one. Okay, so I'm about to rent a locker and look at these crazy prices. Like what? But I wanna go on the water slide, so really I have no choice. $28? I thought it would be like $5, $4. That's crazy. If you come early, there's all these nice chairs under these shade things, which is really nice, by the little water slide park. So I really like that they make that available. I think it makes up for, like, yes, you pay for the locker if you need a locker. But you often when you're on vacation, you know, you have to pay for like the cabanas that have the cover. I'm back from Great America, the water park, and here's my overall thoughts. So compared to Great Wolf Lodge, which you know I go to often, which is the hotel, compared to the water park, I realized how spoiled I am by going to Great Wolf Lodge. So a couple of things when I went in, there were the 4 water slides in the like younger kids area, and I don't know why they weren't running. I was thinking maybe they didn't have enough lifeguards, even though they have a lot of lifeguards because the water park area is actually really large. So I'm not sure if some of the slides, why they weren't working. I thought that was kind of odd. Now they have lockers, and if you're there with, of course, your credit card and your keys, I think it's a given that if you want to participate in the water activities, you're going to need a locker too. I thought $20 was an exorbitant fee because what can you do? You need a locker, and I don't think the smallest locker should cost $20. I don't even think people are there for more than like maybe 3 or 4 hours tops because, you know, it gets hot and you're tired out in the sun. So I thought they were taking advantage of that amount for lockers. I didn't appreciate that. Here's a tip. Don't put your shoes in the locker because we did, and the ground gets very hot. It's cement. So we regretted having our shoes in the locker. Of course, we could have got them out, but once we were done a water slide, then we just wanted to go to the tide pool. Yeah, so the way that we did it, so we didn't do the little water slides. Obviously, they weren't working. There was another area too. It has a big bucket that drops on you, but Laura thought that was more for little kids, that area. So then we went to that really high 2 water slides that you saw, and you go down on inner tubes. The orange one you go down on, it looks sort of like a sled type of shape, oblong shape, raft. So that one was pretty good, but you're going really high up. And you know, I'm not crazy about heights. So when I was standing up on these like concrete things looking down, it wasn't my favorite. I think the construction, and to me, it just didn't look as well put together or safe. Like, I don't know, I'm sure the construction is safe, but again, it's only been around 1 year. And it just didn't seem as sturdy, like compared to the water slides that I look at the construction at Great Wolf Lodge. I don't know, the metal parts just looked a little thinner, and there was like some rust on like the metals panels underneath where I was walking underneath the stairs. So I don't know how long, that's going to hold up. Let's just say it did not feel too great being high up, perched really, really high up on this construction. But I'm like, they have a lot of roller coasters, so obviously they know what they're doing, but take that for what it's worth. I didn't feel as safe on it. I guess I didn't trust it quite as much. So I went down the one that's got an inner tube, and it was neat. It was good. It's not that fast. It's not that scary. So I was like happy about that. There's one on the side that I didn't do, which is like a round inner tube that you can have, I don't know, maybe up to like 6 people. It was just a little bit higher, maybe like 10 feet higher from the entrance of the orange water slide. Then we went to a section that you can identify it by these 4 dropping slides where, you go in, it looks like a funnel, or they call it the tube slide, where they just drop you really fast and then you go through your water slide. They have one like that at Great Wolf Lodge, which I have not been on, but my daughter's been on. And they have 2 other ones that you have the inner tube on. And I did the orange one. It's got orange and white and green pattern. And it does have a nice like drop at the end. I wasn't expecting that, but that was neat. That was fun. The lines were like a little bit long. Again, I felt like at Great Wolf Lodge, the lines move faster. Here, I don't know if because 2 of them go into the same pool, I think they're staggering who goes like down the orange one or the blue one. And the people that go down the funnel ones, they come out somewhere else. Anyways, I don't know. I felt like the wait was a bit longer, even though the guy let me go because there was no one that wanted to go on the orange one. So I did go up in the line, but then my daughter was left behind. I'm like, can my daughter come too? He's like, just for one person. So at the end, I had to wait for her to be done her water slide, and she tried the blue one. She said she liked it. She said it was a little boring until you get to the part that goes around like that, close to the end. So then we walked over with our feet burning, walking in puddles, being as quick as we could, to the tidal wave pool. That was fun. I think that was my favorite. The water was a little bit cold, but on such a hot day, it actually felt refreshing, and it's gonna warm up. I just guess compared to at Great Wolf Lodge, where I think they heat the pools and it's like 80 degrees inside. But here, there was like, I had a chill. I had a little bit of goosebumps when I got into the cold water of the tidal pool. But we did that for 1 round of the tidal waves, and I like that. And then my favorite part was the lazy river. So then we went to the lazy river, and you can get an inner tube. Yeah, the first time I went around, I started swimming it, and then I got an inner tube in there. But most people, they grab an inner tube when they go in. So the second time we did it, we grabbed an inner tube. You get to go around like once, and maybe it takes, I don't know, between 6 to 9 minutes, something like that. And then you need to go out again and get back in line if you want to go again. So I was like, I was like so comfortable in my inner tube. But then we had to go out. So I didn't like that. And there was one other thing I wasn't crazy about, and that is they have almost like a hose of water squirting you in 2 places where you really can't avoid it. They have like coming from multiple directions. I guess if you got really close to the edge of the pool, you might like miss the arc, but it seems like they have them going on both sides. So I wouldn't do that to people. It's like a lazy river, but they called it the Rushin River. I just think when you're like peaceful lying there, I don't want to be hit by the amount of water that you get out of sort of like a hose. It didn't feel so great. And especially I was thinking, some people like me were wearing contact lenses. I have sunblock on. I just don't want to be having this like heavy stream of water getting near my eyes. Maybe they do that to refresh you, or what I kind of thought is like, oh, they just don't want people to keep doing this forever. So they have to put something in that's like a little annoying. Now they could turn that off. Like I said, it's just like on either side of the lazy river in two different places. One when you're about halfway through, and then one kind of near the end. But if it was me, I would turn those off, or I would take a survey and ask if people like having that. I mean, maybe the kids like that. Maybe that's thrilling. Like, oh no, we're going to get wet. But I just wanted to be relaxed and not squirt. And it was the amount of like the squirt did not feel good. It's like the projection. It was like, it makes it arch like right into your face. And you're like on the inner tube like this. And then I'm like, I don't want somebody like water. Like, yeah. And then my eyes. That's a recommendation. I would turn off those sprinkler hoses and leave the people rest in their relaxing river. And that was it. I mean, we kind of felt the heat kind of got to us, and after about 2.5 hours, we were done. We ended up not doing the river raft one because it actually doesn't open until noon. And when we passed it, it was, 11 o'clock. We thought we'd do that afterwards, but we didn't. We just decided we wanted to go home and have lunch. Oh, so overall, what do I think? It's like good. Like if this is the one that you can get to, I think it is fun. I would say get there early when it opens at 11 before it gets too crowded and the lines are too long. If you've never tried Great Wolf Lodge, like I said, I'm spoiled for that because not only were my feet, I didn't have to worry about my feet burning. Although now I know next time I will just keep my flip-flops at Great America on until you get to the actual water slide or the lazy river. That's what most people did. They just like walked in their flip-flops and then they just put that by the entrance of the ride or water activity. But also I noticed when I was in line at the water slides, and I have sensitive eyes, because I have light eyes, blue eyes, and just being in the sun is like, I'm not used to that being at Great Wolf Lodge, but it being indoors, not only do you not have to worry about sunblock, but you don't have to worry about, having the sunlight hurting your eyes, because I'm not going to wear sunglasses. I don't think you even can bring them up right in line for the water slide part, because what are you going to do when you go down the water slide? So, I mean, if you have light colored eyes, just something to think about. Yep, I think you just have to go and try it for yourself. Definitely there's enough to do in there. There were even different areas of water slides that I didn't try. There's one that does like a big whoosh, like, the end goes like that. I think the entrance to that was also the first one. And when I show my video on the really high water slide where people are in line, it's going from, looks like the other direction. So you end, I don't know how to explain, but just look online. That one looked pretty thrilling. I didn't try that one. And there was an area that had more like kiddie water slides, like just really gentle ones that go into a pool. That looked really nice too. I'm like, that's like my level. No, that's what I wanted to do. All right, so if you go to Great America, South Bay Shores, don't check your flip-flops into your locker. They do have nice restrooms in there. They do have a changing room section. The lockers are really expensive. Just be forewarned. It went from like $20 to $25 to $30, depending on the size that you want. But even the small locker, you can, I would think, fit everything you want in there, unless you're trying to put like towels. But I don't think you could. I just left my towels on the lounge chairs. And yep, get there early. Waterpark opens at 11, but if you get to the park, which opens at 10, maybe 10:30, and then by the time you walk over to the water park and you're all ready to go, then you can beat the lines. Do plan on it. If it's a hot summer day, you might not be there as long as you think, because it does take a lot out of you. Another good reason to have a season pass, so you can go whenever you want and you can do these short trips in the morning. So I'm really happy we have that pass. And I have a video on the Great America Gold Pass, but you know, if you don't have a pass, you're paying $30 per time per parking. If you have a pass, your parking is included. So you don't have to worry about that, which is nice. And you just save it in your wallet on your phone. So they just scan it in when you go into the park. They had a lot of lifeguards. That was a plus. And the people were friendly that were working there. Yeah, I mean, gosh, because the place is so large, like so many lifeguards, there had to be between, you know, gosh, at least 30. I would say 30 to 50. Because each one, I saw like at least 5 to 10 in each section. Oh my gosh, and there was like at least 4 or 5 sections. So probably even more. Between 50 and 80 lifeguards, I would guess. So yeah, seems like a cool summer job. There was one person that had like really long nails. And I always think like, is a lifeguard going to be able to save me or do something? Like if they have like these long claws, it just doesn't seem, I don't know. That's my pet peeve. Like I think long nails are pretty, but if you're working a job where I think you have to like pick up large bags or maybe people or save people, I don't know if having long nails like that, it looks like you would hinder your rescue services. How do you grab someone when you're like, you know what I mean? Oh my gosh. To each their own. All right. I will catch you in the next video. Stay cool. Go visit some water parks, pools, oceans, and enjoy the summer because you know it doesn't last that long, and it sure is nice to do all these water activities and be out in the sun and eat all the fresh fruit. I'm enjoying all that. Bye for now.